Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Leo, and today I'm feeling kind of just super tired. I went to the gym, I worked out, but it was a really tough workout. Uh, I took some pre-workout before I went to the gym, and one, it tasted disgusting, and two, it didn't really help. It just made me go to the bathroom, which is never good with a pre-workout. So I did legs, and usually it takes me about 15 minutes to stretch, 45 minutes to actually do my lifts and abs, and it took a lot longer than that today. It took me about an hour and a half to do all that, and really sucked. I had to go to the bathroom multiple times. I'm sorry for that TMI, but I just felt disgusting today. I felt weak, felt disgusting, but it's okay. And as you can see, I'm extremely tired. I woke up at 5, couldn't really sleep that well, so I just went to the gym earlier than I usually do and did my leg workout. And yeah, it's one of those days where it's just a typical Monday where I feel tired and don't even want to go to work, but gotta pay bills somehow, so guess I'm gonna go to work. But it's alright. My job's not that bad, and I'm trying to make things happen, on this platform and other social media platforms, because I feel like that's where people are making good money nowadays, honestly. Online and, photo sharing apps and just video apps and social media, just any social media app, people are really killing it. And, that's awesome. I applaud them for that, because I want to make that happen. So it's kind of why you're getting this video right now. So I'm kind of vent to you guys for about an hour. It's gonna be tough. I wanted to do this exercise, but I feel like already I'm running out of stuff to talk about. But it's okay. Oh man, I had a crazy weekend. I went to one of those kind of craft drink fests, and it was actually really fun. It was weird. I saw some teachers from high school, which which is always weird, because you see them not only after you graduated, but they're drinking, which is just super hilarious to see. So it was weird, it was kind of awkward, but it was funny at the same time. But it was good seeing them just getting out and enjoying their lives, because I know teachers aren't really paid too well. And I hope the curriculum for the whole education system gets updated soon, because it's very outdated system. And that's why people are failing nowadays. And so people are turning to things like social media and entrepreneurship and other means to make money, because you go to college for 4 years, maybe even more, if you want to get a master's, and you're literally paying 100 grand more, tens of thousands of dollars to get 30,000 a year job, which doesn't really sound like a fair deal to me. And then you're paying that money off at crazy high interest rates for, you know, pretty much however long you're alive if you don't work up the courage to kind of take up entrepreneurship and kind of make more money than everybody else. Because even the average person that's making six figures they're gonna take at least 20-30 years or more, if that, to pay off their student loans. And that really sucks. I really don't want to be in that boat. I know so many people in that boat. And of course I'm in that boat right now. I fell for the college scam, so to speak. And I can't lie, college was fun. I got to play baseball, which is good. I got to hang out with some friends a lot. I did, learn something here and there, but for the amount that I'm paying now and that everybody else is paying, it definitely was not worth it. I can tell you that. Truthfully and honestly, it was not worth it. Because now, I'm in this endless cycle with everybody else that's paying tens of thousands of dollars back to people we don't even know for an education that didn't even set us up for success. So, I really hope that system gets updated soon, because it needs to be. And it needs to be quick, because people really aren't living the life that they should be living, especially in this country. And I have foreign friends that, they either went to college and the college was paid for, they had free tuition or whatever, or they just didn't go to college. And I can tell you, honestly, they are a lot happier than we are in this country. A lot happier. They get to travel more. It seems that their jobs are more fulfilling. And the funny thing is, they don't even make a crazy amount of money. They really don't. But they're much happier with their lives. They're not in just an enormous amount of debt like me and so many others in this country, and that really gets to people. It stresses them out, and it manifests as disease, and I don't want to see that. If I can, just help one person through either social media or just public speaking or really any means necessary, from doing any harm to themselves or anyone else, it'll be worth it. Because I hate seeing that. I like seeing people happy. I don't care to bring anyone down, you know what I mean? And it really sucks, because these days people really get a kick out of bringing others down, which I think is just terrible. I really don't know how or why people get a kick out of that, or why they feel it's, necessary to do that. I get it, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, but there's it's not as black and white as that. It really isn't. You gotta be willing to provide value, in more ways than one. And I really noticed that a lot. So many businesses, whether it's online or, brick and mortar, it's all about ego. It's really all about ego. And that's really disappointing to see, because so many of these businesses could be helping people. I mean, I get it. It's your business. You want to make money and you want to kind of, you know, minimize expenses and have those minimized expenses take you further than, whatever you were doing before. I get it. But so many of these businesses, they could be doing so much more, not only for their own company and their employees, but for their own brand. See, a lot of these brands could be, just providing more human value. And what I mean by that is, either, and I'm not one to be like, oh, if you have money, you're bad. You know what I mean? If you're making a lot of money, well, money's the root of all evil. That's not true. Don't let anybody ever tell you that, because that's just a load of whatever. Don't let anyone tell you that. Don't let anyone tell you, and don't believe that money is the root of all evil, because it's really not. And people say, oh, money can't buy happiness. Well, I mean, if you have a problem and you can cut a check for it, you don't have that problem anymore. And I don't get what doesn't register to some people for some reason, that money is a good thing and lack of money isn't, because that's where the true evil starts to manifest, and people start to do crazy, sometimes terrible things just to survive. So honestly, just make as much money as you please. Seriously, don't let anyone make you feel bad for it. It's not worth feeling bad over. You have, maybe you have debts to pay off. You hold on, I'm getting some weird notifications. And just I'm sorry, that kind of messed with me a little bit. I saw the notifications on my phone and now I'm kind of frazzled. But yeah, just make sure that you're true to yourself when you're trying to, if you want to make more money or become an entrepreneur, because that's important. Don't lose yourself in this crazy game, this crazy rat race, because I know that I've felt like I've kind of lost myself many times. There's been periods where I wanted to start a clothing line, and I felt like I had the greatest idea. I really wanted it to blow up. I wanted to go and find, fitness influencers to kind of wear my stuff on social media, take pictures with it, and shout me out and everything. But I realized, obviously, that's super hard. And I was making the designs. I was trying to run ads and get traffic to my website, and I really had no idea what I was doing. And it really sucked because, I thought I was going to make this huge, awesome difference in the world by creating a brand that really was something I felt that was going to provide so much value to the world. And just because I didn't know exactly what to do to get people to my site or purchase, it didn't take off. I got a few friends to purchase like a tank top here and there, a hat, and but the thing is, what you're gonna notice when if you start something like that, like a clothing line, or you're trying to provide services of like building websites and stuff like that, it's gonna be tough because obviously people want to appear to support you. I'm sorry. And some will actually support you. Some will be like, hey, I'm going to buy your services. I'm going to buy your product because I know you're busting your butt to do, all of this just to make something happen in the world. Which I try to do as often as I can. If, I had a friend actually who, oh my goodness, the pre-workout is coming back. But I had a friend who tried to start a clothing line as well, and he's actually still in the process of doing it. So, right away I was like, listen, I want to buy a shirt. Forget about a discount code or anything like that. Like, I want to buy a shirt because I see you hustling. I see that you want to make something happen in this world that other people aren't willing to work hard to do for. So I had to buy a shirt, and I probably will buy more, and I hope he stays with it, especially longer. Sorry for that weird cut. I got a phone call, and I wanted to do this all in one shot, but people don't understand not to call me sometimes, so there goes that. Well, I'm gonna continue anyway. Yeah, I hope he continues with the clothing line a lot longer than I did, because I know he really wants to make a difference, and he deserves to have his voice heard, because he wants to do something special, and I just want to be supportive of that. But yeah, back to what I was saying. People really purely for their ego want to appear that they support you. And what they did to me is they'll ask for free stuff, and a lot of people were asking for free hats. And I had a lot of hats made just to give out anyway, so I sent some here and there to people on social media that I didn't really know, but I knew that they'd be decent influencers. But that's one thing that's really gonna suck, because they're gonna appear to support you, but if they really supported you, I'm gonna be honest, they'd buy something. They would buy something. And don't ever feel bad for trying to sell someone on something, because one, that's how everybody makes a living, by selling. You have to know how to sell, and that's something that I really have to work on. And I don't know whether that's gonna come through online courses or in-person courses. Obviously not at college, because they don't teach you anything. But I have to learn how to sell a lot better. And that was also a big reason why my clothing line didn't take off. It was I just really didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to build a good website. My website, it looked exactly like what it was, just something made off one of those pre-made editors, and I kind of threw it up there and ran some ads on social media that I didn't even know how to target people or anything like that. So that really sucked, because I really wanted to get a message that I thought was going to spread like spread like wildfire, and I didn't get to do that. So eventually I will get there. I will get that. I'm going to get myself out of debt. And I want to help other people get out of debt because it's really soul crushing. I don't like seeing people that have to pay back something that wasn't even worth it. It was pretty much a complete ripoff. And most jobs people get nowadays after they go to college, a 15-year-old can do. And then the worst part, you'll get sometimes people who were born with the privilege of just knowing everyone from their parents and have, they have mommy and daddy money and mommy and daddy connections, which I don't, I'm not going to hate on those people that actually appreciate it, because there are people out there that, they're well connected from birth and they appreciate it. They actually, they want to take those connections and make something positive for, not only themselves, but for their family and for their friends and for their community, and then kind of for the world, which is awesome. That I totally respect. But there might be, if there's not right now, a point where you are going to have a boss that is younger than you, and they're literally going to be, above you simply just because they had a well-connected family. Not even that they're actually competent at what they do, or that they're even qualified to do the job. I had that situation when I was working at a furniture warehouse, which I will not name, but they treated their employees like total, utter BS, I'll say, to avoid cursing. I won't curse in this video, but the treatment of their employees was just absolutely horrifying. And it was funny because I worked for a medical warehouse before that. These were kind of both temp jobs. Well, one was a temp job, the other was a job, but I didn't want to be there for a while. So I worked at this medical warehouse that, it was kind of the same thing, putting things into boxes and stuff like that, which obviously wasn't fun. But the boss was cool, and he'd understand. And they actually, you'd be carrying some really heavy stuff sometimes, and the business actually bought you steel-toe boots. So that was funny because they actually show that they cared for the safety of their employees, which is awesome. I was like, okay, I can't say I love this job, but the boss is cool. I'm not saying he was like a super nice guy or anything like that, but he was cool. He understood what people were going through. He understood that this job, people aren't looking to stay at this job forever. And he understood that. And, whenever he needed to motivate us accordingly, he was able to do that. And that was awesome. And then I get to the furniture warehouse after my temp work is up there, and we're carrying stuff that's 10 times as heavy as what I was carrying in the medical place. And they didn't, and it's funny, in the medical place they had water stations everywhere, because you get tired. It's a physically taxing job, and it was pretty mentally taxing too, because you're checking off stuff, you have to pick the right stuff, you're lifting a whole bunch of heavy stuff, and sometimes you make a mistake and you gotta get something else and go all the way around the warehouse and all that. So but that job actually cared. This furniture warehouse, they didn't care. When you get in, they pretty much, whenever they wanted you to come in, you had to come in, which I'm not about that. I'm not about that, because it's to treat your employees like that is just, it's garbage. You don't need to do that unless you're like, changing the world with your business, and like your employees understand that and they're partaking in the journey, and you're paying them what they deserve to be paid. That's just my opinion though. But yeah, this place, we were carrying crazy heavy stuff. We were carrying marble tables that weighed at least like 600 pounds, and they didn't give us any boots. And not only that, so in the medical place, we packed the boxes and then we put them onto pallets, which is cool. And then the people, who had the trucks that needed to take delivery, wherever it was, they had to take it themselves. They had the pole jacks and everything or whatever. So that, that's like cool. Like they had a job to do too. We had our job, and that was it. This furniture place, we had to load this broken furniture because I was in, like, I guess the refunded department, and we had to load this broken furniture into boxes and cut the boxes all nicely and pack it with stuff, and it was ridiculous. Like, one, we never had enough packing stuff, so everybody was always getting on everybody else for not packing the box right or not making it look good enough, and which makes absolutely no sense because this is broken furniture. Why do they need it to be packed up all nicely? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna be using this anymore. They didn't provide steel toe boots, and I made the mistake of not wearing them one day, and I dropped the, marble table on my toe, and it turned black and blue, and that really sucked. So I took a day off after that. So after that, I didn't wear my steel toe boots that I got from the medical place, not from them. And and everybody in everybody in the medical place, the employees there that were doing the same thing as me, everybody was cool. Everybody was chill with each other. Nobody had any problems with each other. Like, serious. And we all came from different places. People were coming from the city. We had this country guy, everybody got along with each other. And that says a lot to that environment, because the boss, he created that environment. Everybody, supported each other. We all knew what we were going through. That, this job wasn't something that we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. So everybody kind of got it and was like, okay, like, you're here, I'm here. We don't necessarily want to be here, but we need to pay our bills. So that was cool. But at the other place, you could tell, like, everybody, our boss was literally just some random dude that you can tell, like, his family was just well connected and knew someone higher up, and he wasn't good at what he did. He tried to act like he was. They would call meetings and say, hey, all right, let's go over the motto of the company and all that, and read this and read that, and oh yeah, good job reading that. And like, it felt like they were treating us like middle school children. Like, we're grown adults. Just treat us as such. And you could tell everybody hated being there. Like, at least at the medical place, we didn't hate being there because everybody was kind of supportive, and we joke around sometimes, but we'd get our work done, and we'd get it done efficiently and quickly. But at this other place, at the furniture, oh my goodness, wow. I mean, there was arguments almost every day. I obviously stayed out of it. I was like almost in my own department with some other guy that was like, he was a quiet dude, so like we just kind of just did whatever we had to do and whatever. And the other thing I really didn't like was, you kind of came when they told you to come, and then leave when they told you to leave, and then you would honestly, like, we'd have to sometimes help other departments, which we kind of had no knowledge in, which was just a mess. We had to end up sometimes building furniture that we were like, yeah, we don't really know how to do this. And then we had to be like almost like janitors too, which made no sense because at the medical place they actually had a janitor, someone who would sweep up and all that, but we'd have to do that ourselves at the other place, and we got paid less, and we had to load up the truck, and we had to throw out all the garbage and all that, which I mean, I'm not above manual labor. I'm really not. Like, I'm kind of still doing it at my job right now, which isn't the worst job, but could be better. But just the amount they had you do for the amount that they paid you was just disgusting. And then it was just amazing how just you get there and you feel like, when I went for my interview, I already felt the energy, and I was like, wow, this is a terrible place, but I kind of have to take this job right now. And I gotta say, the first day was just awful, and it never got better. Like, there wasn't a time where I went to work and it was like, okay, like, this isn't that bad. With the medical place, that's how it was. I was like, okay, this is not that bad. I can deal with this. With the furniture place, oh boy. It was just a mess, no organization. Everybody hated each other. Everybody couldn't stand the boss. And it just like made no sense, and I don't even know how I guess maybe at the corporate level they do good stuff, good work or something, but at that level, which I guess is just like the bottom of the bottom, it's a mess, and it's crazy. And then yeah, so I'm glad I'm not at that furniture store anymore, because it was just absolutely, it was terrible. And then I'm allergic to dust too, so that actually had to start taking allergy medicine again, which was just annoying as hell. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep talking for as long as I can. I think I'm a little bit past half an hour, so this hasn't been too bad of an exercise so far. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. It's nice to vent a little while I vent to my friends sometimes, but the thing is, like, I don't want to put negative energy on them. And when I vent, I don't like to put out negative energy, period, even if I'm, doing it on video. I just want to kind of make sure that I kind of say what I want to say without, like, creating too much of negative energy or anything like that. But yeah. And then got an event coming up soon, so that should be fun. I'm gonna go out with my friends, just a few friends, not too many, to the city next weekend, NYC, which should be very fun. I love going to the city. There's so many places to go eat and just go explore, and the museums are they're super awesome. But one thing I know that I really haven't got to do that I really want to do is go see more performances, like people singing and dancing and acting, because the arts are still alive in the city, which is awesome. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing people succeed with art, because, you know, a lot of people told them that they couldn't. Because just simply of the fact that it's the arts. And I get it, it's harder to succeed because obviously in this country they do not value the arts, which I really don't understand why not, because I feel like the economy could kind of see a nice boom if we actually valued art and valued artists and let them kind of provide value and change the world in their own ways. Because I know they can. There are some amazing artists out there, and I've seen some amazing pieces of artwork that just kind of almost bring a tear to your eye. And I hope I see more of that in the near future, because you don't see enough of it. You really don't see enough art and making statements and kind of helping people. It's just you don't see that. I really want to see more of that. I hope other people want to see more of it too. And I never really understood why the arts wasn't valued. I know in like some other countries it's really valued. Like, people, they make statements with their pieces, and it's beautiful, and people come to see them and come to pay to see them. And I think I need to visit one of those countries. I might do that either by the end of this year if my debt's all paid off. I'm definitely gonna visit one of those countries, because man, oh man, it must be amazing. I mean, truly amazing to be in a country where they actually value creativity, not just value being in a cubicle sitting all day long, doing, I don't know, data entry or cold calling. Oh my god, I gotta tell you about that. I really dodged a bullet with that. I was almost one of those kind of cold callers, and I don't even know what the business did. And they were trying to tell me that that there's so much growth in this business and stuff like that. And really, if you find a job through a temp agency, most likely, more often than not, there's not really growth in that job. Not saying that it's impossible, but most likely there's not. And in this job, the woman that I interviewed with, I felt bad for her, because I could tell she was a go-getter, and I respect that. That's not why I felt bad for her, but she clearly didn't enjoy what she was doing. She didn't enjoy her life. She said, she worked up to like 5 years to get to where she is now, but I could tell she wasn't making as much as she wanted to make for the work that she was doing. And it was funny, because most of the interviews I've had in life for jobs have they've been pretty, besides the phone interviews, I hate phone interviews, and I think that's just so, it makes no sense. You don't get the full experience of being with the person and catching their vibe and all that. But most of the interviews I've had in life have been very laid back, and you kind of get to laugh and just be loose with the interviewer. But with her, it almost felt like there was someone almost like watching her from above. It was almost like when she was interviewing me, like she was almost doing her own interview herself and like being examined and evaluated while she was conducting the interview, and it just made for the most awkward experience, which I just felt bad because she clearly, like, you could see the help me in her eyes. You really could, because it was way too serious of an interview, and you could tell she just really didn't enjoy where she was at and what she was doing. And you know, I felt really bad. She seemed really almost sad and upset and just angry at life for kind of being where she was at. And I'm glad I found the job at the medical place after, in the medical warehouse, because if I had to be in that place where you could see already that people, you know, your interviewer that's making more money than you'll probably make at that job ever, is not even happy. I can't even imagine the people, you know, below her. What are they feeling like? Seriously, like, I can't even imagine. And then I remember there was a bunch of people being interviewed that day, and it was weird because you would see you know, some people come out from their cubicle to go to the bathroom, and they were kind of like joking about being yelled at over the phone and being cursed at. And I'm like, I give you guys credit, because I think after the first person to curse at me on the phone, I would have just cursed them back out and hung up the phone as hard as I could and just left. Because I can't deal with that. I can't deal with disrespect like that. You can't let yourself be disrespected by people like that, even if it's over the phone, wherever it is. That's just, it's amazing that how companies hire people and they just straight disrespect them. And it makes me wonder, if you're not going to value this person, why hire them? You know what I mean? Even like the big corporate people. My friend, he actually, I don't know how he does it, but he's really good at, he's good at the game of corporate America. I don't know how he does it, but he does it, and he does it well. And he has to wear a suit and tie to work every day and dress shoes, and I'm like, I don't have to do that for my job now, and I'm so glad I don't. And if that ever changes, I might just leave. But I mean, I probably won't, because that, you know, unless I'm making enough money on the side to actually leave. But he plays it well. He, you know, he gets his coffee in the morning, gets his whatever sandwich, and he grits his teeth, puts on whatever he needs to put on, and just puts on whatever fake face he needs to put on, and he goes and does it. And he makes pretty good money. And now he's actually moving down south, which is which kind of sucks, because he's, you know, one of my friends that I hang out with a whole lot. But you know, he took a pay raise, and I'm like, hey man, that's good. Like, you figured out this whole corporate America game. Like, you're winning at this, even though it seemed like he wasn't at some points, because it's crazy that, you know, they hire all these people and then they surplus them at the end of the year, which makes no sense. But it's funny because they'll use that money that they could have used to pay their employees, that, you know, most of them were pretty good employees, to, you know, have people come perform for them and have like rappers perform and throw these huge like open bar parties and stuff like that. And it just baffles me. I'm like, these people really mean nothing to you. You hire these people. Okay, well, we got what we needed out of them. They can just leave. Like, and some of these people, they have families. They're, 40, 50 years old. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they don't have a job. I don't think I can work in an environment like that. 'Cause that's beyond frightening. That you can literally, be making some decent money one day, and then the next day, just because, the higher up corporate structure is just like, we don't need you. Just leave. We really don't care about you at all. You're just a number to us. You don't really matter. You're not making any difference. You just, like, what? I really don't understand that. And I honestly, I never will understand that. I don't know how people get it done in corporate America. It's just, it's just something I'll just never understand. I feel for those people who are in agonizing pain every day just because they need to make money to pay off whatever, if it's college or whatever other debt. It's such a trap. They trap you. They really do. And I don't get how in high school they don't tell you, oh, well, this is a good option, this is a good option. They're like, no, you need to go to college and you need to pay a whole ton of money, and then you're gonna not make that money back with the job that the college is going to get you. Not good. Truly not good. Yeah, that's why I really hope that they change this whole structure soon, because it's not working. It's really not working. People are seriously feeling like depressed and anxious, and this country is just at a point where people are at their breaking point. They're really at their breaking point, and they're doing things that they would, under other circumstances, probably with more money and less debt or no debt, their life would be completely different. And I agree, it does suck how much money kind of really controls your life. But it's still, it's still not the root of all evil. It's not. Because you can do some pretty amazing things with money, I've never got to really have a family vacation with my family. I've never got to travel the places most families get to travel, and it bugs me. It really does. And I'm already in my mid-20s, and I still haven't got to do that. And I made a promise to myself these past few years that I have to provide that for them. I have to provide that for them. Mom, dad, brother, sister, whatever extended family that really supports me. I just have to show them what's really possible. And the thing is, I have to show myself first, and I have to really actually take action and do it. And that's been the biggest problem lately, which really shouldn't be the problem, because if you have a good as family as I do, taking action shouldn't really be a problem, because they're very supportive, and I'm glad for that. If I didn't have such a supportive family, I really don't know. I don't know what would happen, but I'm really glad I do, because that it does a lot for you. That's really why that's why I go to the gym so much, because I that's really the one thing I feel like I have control over right now. And that's what I, kind of recommend to people. I'm not, some professional or some guru or whatever, but when they're really not feeling like themselves and they feel like, just giving up, I tell them, listen, just, I've been there before, and I really, the thing that's helped me and that keeps helping me is just going to the gym, because you can control that. You can find 30 minutes to an hour to work out each day. That's honestly what keeps me sane. Because after I stopped playing baseball in college, that was rough. I still went to the gym, but I felt like, that's really why I really started hitting the gym a lot harder, because I had that little void. I played baseball ever since I was 5 years old, little league t-ball, and it was extremely difficult getting over that. That part of my life was just, because when you play a sport for so long, and especially when your family's there to see you succeed at it, and a whole bunch of your friends from little league and coming to play with you in college, it was just such an amazing experience. And then kind of growing up and doing adult things after, and it's crazy, man. It's just, there's no other feeling like it. So that's really why I just started hitting the gym like crazy, and you know gained some size, gained some strength, which is good. I actually got my deadlift to 500, which is, I never thought I was gonna do that. that's I'm pretty proud of that. But I mean, I don't deadlift like that anymore. But it's fun to say, and it's fun to show people. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes as gym goers, you like to show off a little bit. I don't see anything wrong with that. But there's a time to be humble, and there's a time to be like, hey, look what I did. Like, I'm proud of it. There's no reason to not be proud of something awesome. It's no reason. Don't let other people make you feel bad for being proud of something that you either did that was challenging and you finally got it, that you spent years working up to, or just something you created. Just be proud. A lot of people aren't proud these days. I really want to change that. And I kind of want to do that through travel. As weird as it sounds, people don't really take me for the avid traveler, but my God, when I tell you I love traveling, like whenever I'm able to go on and I've never been on a true vacation. The most vacation I've ever taken was maybe like 2-3 days. I've never been on like, a week, 2 week, month long, even, or longer vacation. I've never done that. I've never had the opportunity to do that. And now that I see that it's possible, oh my gosh, it just, I feel it. I can feel that it's in reach. I know it is. And I really just got to take action and keep doing what I need to do to get to that point, because it's going to be, the reward is going to be amazing. And even when I get to do my little trips and I save up, even when I'm just like waiting at the airport, I don't care how long my flight has been delayed, I'm happy. Sometimes if they're feeling it, I'll talk to people in the airport, kind of find out where they're going, be social. And it's just, I just love exploring new places. It's just something that I feel more people should do. They really should, because it's just it's almost like a high that doesn't go away after you come back. See, for me, because when I don't have many travel stories. I'm not gonna lie and say like oh my god, I've been here and here and there. No, but the ones that I do have, because I have to make the most out of whatever 1, 2, 3 days that I have to go wherever I want to go, and I do. I've done some pretty interesting stuff when I go travel, but I have these amazing stories to tell that I just, and a lot of people sometimes, like, the really insecure people will think I'm like showing off. It's like, no, just I love sharing that, and I want other people to have that experience too. It's just, traveling is just something that you can see even by my face right now. Like, I just get excited, so excited, just talking about the possibility of just going to places that you've never been before, and just having an experience that changes your life. And there's honestly, seriously, nothing like that. I don't obviously hate on people that don't like to travel, but I don't understand that mindset. It's like, oh no, like I don't like traveling, I just want to stay here. What? Why? Like, I don't. Someone explain that to me if you can. Like, somewhere. I'd like to know why, because I just, if you had the opportunity to travel, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? I can understand if you've been, like so many places, been around the world, here, there, this, that, and you kind of want to, focus on something else. I can understand that. Like, if you've traveled already and you like, okay, like I've done a lot, but it's usually not those people that say that they don't like to travel. So I still just kind of find that a little weird when people say that they don't like to travel. I don't really understand it. But to each their own, I guess. And I hope to make not only a travel blog, but like a travel vlog where I make videos and kind of show people the experiences I have. Because I did that once when I went, I don't remember where I did it, but I think when I went down south, I did that kind of when I was visiting my extended family. And people think, oh, why don't you just enjoy the experience and like forget the video and social media and stuff like that? And I'm like, why? I still enjoyed the time. Like, I wasn't always on my camera and taking videos of every little thing. Like, I had such a great time, and you kind of just want to catch a little bit of the highlight and just live the rest of it. You know what I mean? Because I get it. Like, with technology, we're on our phones all the time. We're all on social media, just scrolling and liking and just mindlessly, looking for like dopamine hits and stuff like that. And I do think that's a problem, but I don't see any problem with documenting, amazing experiences. I don't see a problem with that. You can inspire people to have those experiences themselves. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of travel vloggers I've watched, that's the reason I want to travel. Is because they I know obviously travel is not always going to be like glamour and glitz or whatever, but they're the people who made me want to travel, and literally all they did was make a video with their phone and put it on social media, and I was like, that's awesome. I want to do that. So I see nothing wrong with that. I love traveling. I want to do it more. I hope, maybe this video will inspire you to travel more, because it's a very rewarding experience when you do get to go and experience awesome things with awesome people, and whether it's family, friends, or even if it's just like other expats, other people that want to travel. You can learn what other people are doing to be able to travel and stuff like that. I actually met some girl at a party that she made me want to travel even more, because she's actually doing the whole thing of posting things on social media, pictures, videos, and she's been traveling for like 2 or 3 years now, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's a life I want to live. That's so awesome. So she's really doing her thing. So I'm, shout out to her, proud of her. So, I think that ends my venting session. I'm Lee, and I think I'll just see you in the next video. See you guys.